You got my attention, but you won't talk. You stop my ascension, babe, with your evil walk. You confess to your priest, baby. Now confess to me. You make me so damn desperate, babe, but I won't leave.
Cute one. Oh my god,
right.
those are cute. Sorry.
It's Random Acts and Tangent. I'm Adam. On today's show, we have Sally Mullins here with us from Hella Cougar on drumbox.com, amongst many other things. We also have the maestro over here, our usual co-host guy.
The maestro.
Hello.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So, we're just getting some social media stuff out of the way. Well,
Sorry. I gotta
problem.
let people know.
yeah, it's kind of a big deal. It's a good podcast. We have like 12 listeners.
Cool.
Dozens and dozens.
I
of
want
listeners.
all 12 of them to know.
Fantastic. So you just came from the Comedy Store.
Yes. I was hosting in the, sorry, I'm a little, my voice is a little rasped out, but I was hosting in the original room, and it was a really fun show. I have to say that was a really terribly nice crowd.
All right.
It's good to get paid in front of a nice crowd, because
Oh, yeah.
we would do that shit for free. So
Right.
Yeah.
gladly.
I bet.
Yeah.
So you're there practically every Friday or every weekend?
Every Wednesday and every Friday. I host for Vargas Mason. He's wonderful. I've worked for him for about 12 years. And their show has a lot of up-and-coming comics that still have a following, that their followings haven't quit on them yet.
Okay.
And we also had a pop-in guest. We had Jimmy Carr.
Oh.
He's the British guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's white as fuck. It's like I'm kind of bronze next to him. I'm Donald Trump next to that dude. Yeah, he's cute. He's funny.
I like that guy.
He lost a little weight. He looks good. He's kind of like giving the eye around town.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, man. It's like, but that British thing doesn't work on me because I'm British. Just no one can tell.
Oh, is that right?
British guys hit on me. And they're thinking like they can get me because I'm American, but I'm actually British. I'm like, you sound like my dad, fuck off. No, he was funny.
Okay.
Cool.
So were you born over there? Or you were born here? How does being British
I was
factor in?
born in England and I moved to Florida when I was 9.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
it's
weird.
got to be quite an adjustment.
Yeah, it was. It was really hot. I remember getting off that plane being like, what the fuck? Florida, 1978.
Yeah. Why is the sky so bright?
Yeah, and just the humidity just hits you so hard, It was incredible. Sorry, I really want my 12 to know about this.
All right. Not a problem.
But I follow you on, so I should be able to Rat Pack, right?
Yes, Rat Pack Podcast is the Twitter handle.
Yeah.
Back
Cool.
from the podcasting days.
But what about on Instagram? Rat Pack Podcast?
Yep, same thing.
Cool. That's all I'm going to put live now, Drumbox over. Random Acts of Tangent. Nice. Oh, cool. I'm glad. How long have you guys had this show for?
Well, Random Acts of Tangent has been around we're coming up on 7 years as a podcast. We've been here at Drome for coming up on 2 years now. And the show's gone through a bunch of different iterations, and this is what we're sticking to, doing the talk show format here in the bar, having our drinks.
It's good. I like that you guys have booze. So far, I'm really happy with this whole situation.
Fantastic. We aim
All
to
right,
please.
cool. Yeah, I'm pleased. But yeah, it was just a really great crowd. Like, they were great from the start because I'm the host. I'm up there first. It's called a cold open.
Yes.
Like they're not wasted. It's just you. But they were so great. Oh my God, it was ridiculous. I felt like I was gonna pee or something. I felt so happy. Like applause breaks off the top. And they really never stopped being good. They never stopped being a good crowd.
That's good.
You guys look adorable. Look at you. Oh my God. Are you like Asian and Latino mixed?
I'm half Asian.
Yeah, totally. But is it Japanese?
Chinese.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I was pretty right.
Oh, yeah.
Almost right.
Yeah.
Like, at least I picked up.
Very nice.
Because what, does some people guess, like, outlandish things?
Yeah. I've gotten Hispanic. I've gotten Japanese. I've gotten Filipino. I've gotten Italian and Greek.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see. So half Chinese?
Yeah.
Half Latino?
Oh, no. Half Norwegian.
Oh, that makes sense with your bone structure.
You think so?
Yeah, totally. No, that totally makes sense.
All right.
Yeah. No, that's
I consider him
absolutely-
half Chinese, half Viking. That's
Yeah, that's
where I
exactly. What a cool combination.
It works for him. It's very upsetting.
I'm British and Floridian. No, I'm like completely British.
Yeah. So you until 9 years old, you were in England, and then Florida after that.
Oh, I grew up in Florida. Yeah.
Okay.
I went to college, high school, college in Florida. I moved to California when I was like 27. Yeah, so
Okay.
about 22 years ago, I moved to LA, and I got into stand-up when I was almost 30, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I turned 30 just getting into stand-up. So I came out here when I was 27, and, you know, I did some writing. I did a teaching job for a couple of years, but then I missed performing because my background was theater and, you know, acting in shitty movies, and I missed
All
it.
right.
So found that out here too. But I loved stand-up the minute I got into it. And a lot of people will get into stand-up and then they're like off for 6. I got into it like hard right away and out doing mics and then I'd be like looking at my calendar, I'd be like, hey, talking to my other friends in stand-up, I don't have any gigs, you know, like and you know, you like scrambling for gigs and driving really far, and getting paid was like the last thing on your mind when you're first starting out.
Right.
So this was, I mean, I guess I started stand-up like 1998, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, 1999.
So did you come out here originally wanting to be actor, and then
I was getting out of acting. I
Oh.
came out here with a guy who was getting into production. I wasn't really in love. We just wanted to like move and set up a place together. I think he was more into like thinking like maybe I'd get married to him and have kids. But like I just kind of came out here to get into something. I was thinking of getting into writing, screenwriting. I took a really great course, UCLA screenwriting. I wrote a screenplay. It did get produced. That was cool.
Oh, nice.
But I wanted to perform. I missed performing, but I didn't really want to go back into theater for
Okay.
some reason. I was like, I want to do something simple with less rehearsal and fewer people to get together. And
Okay.
I've always been funny, and I went to a stand-up class taught by this guy called Greg Dean. Read about it in the back of LA Weekly. It was like a free audit, and it was all dudes. It was like all dudes and me. And I got up and I got to be funny in front of a bunch of dudes, and I was just like, oh yeah, I should do this, you know, like this will be cool. And then you go through all like the shit eating part of it, but then
Oh,
you,
I'm sure.
like the first couple of years, like you're gonna eat a lot of shit. You're gonna have some pain, serious, painful bombing experiences. Yeah.
Do you remember the first joke that you did in your bits?
Oh, like the first show I
Yeah.
ate shit at?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I remember like my first show was a showcase for the class, and it was in the Belly Room, the Comedy Store, and it just like wasn't what I thought it would be. Like I thought it would be like huge, tons of laughs, and it was more like I was nervous and freaked out, you know?
Okay.
So I wasn't really hitting, landing on things. It was like just a head floating around. So that was scary. I was really wasted, like really drunk.
Okay.
And
I assume that
sometimes-
helps.
Yeah, well, it probably
bit, I
helps you do it.
Yeah.
It probably helps you get the fuck up there and do it. But the problem with being really wasted on stage, and I've only just gotten away from it, like in the last few years, is that then you have an additional duty of kind of keeping it together. Like you're like, I'm really fucked up. I can't let them know I'm that fucked up. It's almost
Okay.
like the cops pulled you over.
Yeah.
So that's like an additional bullshit duty. Whereas if you're sober on stage, you can go up there and just be like, I can be as fucked up as I want. I can let it loose. I think it's better. I hate to say it, but I actually discovered on a military base playing in Kosovo a couple of years ago, it was a dry base, no bars.
Oh.
I think it's because it was so banal and depressing, they were not letting the guys have alcohol.
Okay.
And every single
Well, these
guy,
bad things.
they just were taking it away from them. And I was like, you know, I can't fucking get loaded before this show. I got to play in front of these troops all sober. And I had I was like, yeah, I could handle this.
Oh, so that's what it's like.
And my boss, Vargas Mason, he said, I like you better without booze on stage. This is weird. And I started saying, well, yeah, okay. Because I'm the host, so I go up first. I don't get loaded. And then as the night goes on, people buy me a drink, I'll have a drink, no big deal. But
Yeah.
opening set, I don't anymore. I get loaded.
Yeah, back when we first started doing the podcast, we would be drinking. We would start off as drinking, and then all right, now let's start recording. It's now that we're all lubed up and
Lit.
yeah. And I started now because I was editing the podcast as well. I got to hear myself and how I sounded, and it's like, ooh, that's bad.
Well,
I thought I was sounding perfectly clear, but I'm all like slurring and like, oh, that's unattractive. So then I became more cognizant as I'm talking now. Did that come out right? How did that sound? So I get that as far as being on stage, getting it through material while also thinking, was that clear? Do I need to repeat that?
do I sound wasted? Yeah. And then you've got that little moment of you're like, ooh, they're figuring out I'm drunk, you know? It's much more fun just to be like, hey, I'm wasted when you're really not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you said your first class was at the Comedy Store, so that was the first stage you were on?
That was our first showcase. Greg Dean, he's still teaching. He's amazing. He has a book that he sells online. He's got to be like 60 now. So when I was studying from him, he was like in his early 40s. And he was a comic out of San Francisco. And he has a handbook that he sells online. And he was teaching out of Santa Monica. I think he still does. And he was really, really good. He's really good for like writing and joke structure. Like if people are doing comedy and they've been doing comedy a year or 2 years and they don't know what the fuck they're doing and they just don't have a love for the writing, because I don't think you can stay in the game unless you have a love for the writing, unless you love to sit and write and get excited by yourself, then go see a teacher like that, because if you've got writing talent, he will bring it out of you. Because you'll take to what he's saying if you have talent. And if you're not doing well in comedy and then you study with someone like that and you're still not vibing with him, then it's like, do you really want to do this, you know?
Yeah, I think that speaks more to the dedication to the craft in general. If you're actually spending the time writing, then you're more serious about it than just, I'll get on stage, it'll work out.
I mean, there's something to be said for people who can just riff on crowd work. That's amazing too.
Yeah.
And it's not really what you say, it's the way that you say it. But I think in terms of staying in the game and comedy money being so shitty, you have to love the writing.
Right.
You have to be like, I want to do this open mic because I have this new shit I want to get out there. You know, you have to be like that. But you go with your, let's make my dad's type of drink of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you do your writing?
Well, I think shit all the time now. Since I've been in comedy like freaking 19 years, always stuff is coming out. I'm always texting myself crap. Before texting, I was writing notes. I was writing stuff on my hand.
Okay.
Some of it you don't understand the next day. But I'm just always thinking. I think of the best stuff when I run. I think of shit in yoga. I think of shit in the shower, right? Whether you're taking a hot shower, you're just like squatting, you know, like dirty washing. I think of it there. I think of it in bed as I'm falling asleep. But once a week, I run an open mic, Monday nights at the Pig and Whistle.
Right.
And every Monday, I try to take all the notes I've been, you know, jerking off all week, you know, and I try to put them in structure. And then I read the Pig and Whistle. I hold my pad. I read off my pad. I talk to the audience, but I read off my pad. But that's like my place where I get to work out the new shit. And when I do open mics, I often hold, you know, a pad, because it's not the Comedy Store. I'm not hosting. I'm not getting paid. So I'm gonna take that luxury. But you know, it's good too to just also put the notes away and perform, especially if you don't get regular stage time. It's good to use an open mic for.
Isn't that the point of an open mic? Is to just kind of like try out new stuff and wherever you're going?
But some people want to do the regular set, and there's something to be said for that too. Because if they're like, I'm getting like really good stage time, you know, because I stayed in LA and didn't go on the road that much. I have really good stage time in LA, hosting for Vargas at the Comedy Store. But if you don't have that, then it's okay to, you know, use that open mic like as a performance instead of a workout. You know? I don't.
So basically,
criticize that.
whatever you're missing, really.
Yeah, whatever you're missing, exactly. And when you're hosting at the Comedy Store, you can't be trying too much new material up top. You've got a responsibility to crack the crowd, you know?
Yeah, a Comedy Store, I feel like, is the place to go to in LA now. I think there was a time it was the Laugh Factory and maybe the Improv, but... I'm
glad you say that, because they've worked really hard, and they have 3 rooms, and there's a lot going on there. And they have a lot of names there, and it's pretty cool. There's a, you know, front patio, and I do feel like it's the best. I mean, well, most people will probably feel like the Improv, you know, gets the best comics, but I feel like the Comedy Store has everything. Has more of a social aspect, even. I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's
3 rooms.
It's made more to breed comedy instead of just warehouse people and get them out.
Yeah.
Like you go, you hang out, and you're there. At the Improv, it's like, all right, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Now go. Get autographs outside in the street.
The Improv does have the big bar and restaurant area, which is cool, though. I think that both are better than the Laugh Factory. The Laugh Factory is not a hangout place at all.
No, not at all.
It's like sit your ass in the show. Yeah,
Right.
That's a total example.
And now you're out in traffic.
Yeah.
Not much else around there.
Valleys. I know. I hate that area. I hate that corner. It's so annoying.
So when you're first starting out, as far as open mics go, how do you find open mics?
You go to thecomedybureau.com.
Is that really?
It's very helpful.
Okay.
It's run by a guy called Jake Kroger. He's pretty bizarre. He wears capes.
Nice.
He's bizarre. I think he's Latino. He wears capes.
Like Matador capes, Superman capes?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
We can probably find him. He's funny. He's cool. He's a good comedian too, and yeah, he keeps the Comedy Bureau pretty updated. And he's got like an open mic map, and and you can really see all the mics on there all the time. But Mondays is Pig and Whistle. I think that my mic is. But Nerd Melt is that night too.
Oh, Nerd Melt.
So we can, some people who don't get on the Nerd Melt list, they come to ours.
Okay.
And Dow Comedy Studio is really good. That's on Beverly and Gardner. It's run by Bobby Oliver. They have an all-female mic Mondays. They have mics Wednesday, Friday. So they're like a lot of mics. And then there's some good value mics. There's the Cork in Van Nuys on Tuesday. I try to hit I like to hit a mic every week, once a week.
Very cool. So you're driving all over the place.
Yeah, well, I go to mine at the Pig, and if mine's not on for the party, like if they have a party at the Pig, then I'll go to a Valley one. Yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
So you started comedy, you started getting open mics, and then you've been pretty consistently at the Comedy Store then since the beginning.
I started out there, and then I was like, I got mics, and I got some shitty road gigs. Well, you call them shitty road gigs, but honestly, the money's the same now. Like, I probably started getting some road gigs like 2 or 3 years in, and I would get paid $100 to be an opener, and I would do 15 minutes, and you get a hotel room, and you get food, and you get drinks,
Wow.
And now it's like 18 years later, and the opener position is obliterated. So now I'm the feature. I'm doing between 20 and 30 minutes, so basically twice the time sometimes, and it's the same money. And it's fewer perks. It's like fewer meal tickets, and fewer drinks.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
And more driving and more gas. And you're like, what the fuck? I mean, it really has been like 15 years.
Yeah, you put your time in and...
You're getting paid way less,
Well, okay.
For more.
Right.
It's sad.
It's true. Yeah,
But that's with everything.
inflation there.
That's the fucking economy.
Yeah, but that also speaks to the drive. I mean, this is if there was a lot of money in this, then I'm sure there'd be a lot more people in it. And even now, I feel like there is a lot of comedians, but there's not a whole lot of staying power.
Yeah.
They'll come, they'll try, they'll realize, oh, this isn't all the glitz and glamour that I've come to know.
Well, people think that it's they're gonna blow up really fast, or a lot of people. You can always tell. Like I could always tell at the Comedy Store when somebody's like, I'm an actor, I need exposure, I'm gonna try this shit, and my agent wants me to. And they bring a bunch of people to see them. I'm not knocking them, it's cool. Those are the kind of shows that I host, and because they bring a bunch of people to see them, I get paid. It's cool. Beautiful. And a lot of those comics are really good, but they're not gonna stay in it that long because they get a break. They get a break in their acting. Like some guy tonight, he just got a recurring role in The Bold and the Beautiful. I'm like, well, the comedy helps you get seen for that, and you like doing it. And, so I don't know, but a lot of them, they come stop in, and sometimes they're very actory with their comedy. It's like a monologue, a character.
Okay. Now, as far as beginners go, have you seen a change in how beginners used to be when you were starting out to how they are now?
Yeah. When I started out, it was more observational humor, coming out of like the Seinfeld sort of vibe. And then it became more personal, like talk about your story, and now it's probably more point of view driven. So that's actually better. I mean, it's evolved, to where it's, that's what I kind of think comedy should be. And maybe I'm just seeing it evolve how I want it to. But I feel like it should be a consistent point of view. And that way you can talk about everything.
Yeah,
and
you're not limited to...
You don't just have to talk about you and where you're from. But, usually new comics, they do talk about who I am, where I'm from, what I do, my kids, but more sophisticated comics, more of a POV, and then you can apply that person to like any situation.
Yeah, and then once you get through that material, like you shoot a special, then that's all burned. Now you need something else. We know about your family. We know about your background.
Yeah.
Are you still funny now?
Yeah.
What else do you got?
Well, that's like that personal movement. Like a good example of that would be like Christopher Titus' show. Like he sold like a whole family. He sold all these characters, you know. But I guess in the last 2 years, though, I've seen a lot of trend toward a lot of like, you know, like diversity per se, like people doing comedy about, you know, being Muslim or growing up in this neighborhood or da-da-da-da-da, being like the fish out of water. That's been a very big trend the last few years.
Okay.
It's getting kind of boring to me, if you ask me.
There's a couple TV shows like that, like I think it's called Blackish, Fresh Off the Boat.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. But I get bored pretty fast if it's like there's no point of view, you know? If it's just about like, you know, this is part of being Muslim and, you know, but I want to know how they feel about it. And then it's interesting to me, you know. Okay. But a lot of new comics will just be like, I'm going to play this race card, you know.
Yeah.
Or like, it's like a fake racism or you know, like getting super angry at whites or something, or like a reverse discrimination. You know, there's a lot of that, you know. But I don't know.
That stuff, I feel like it's been done so much that it's hard to make that refreshing or new. They're like, okay, this is the whole black people do this, white people do this, Hispanics do this, fat guys do this. And like, we've heard them all.
That's been going on for years.
You make it one or two new jokes and they're great, but now you got to explain the rest of your bit. Come on.
Yeah, it's just race card humor. Like, I don't know, it gets kind of boring.
Now, as far as how about the attitudes? Like people coming in, just starting out, expecting I'm going to make it big, no laughs. What's wrong with you people? That type of thing. There's
a lot of unrealistic attitudes. Like people think they're going to blow up really fast. They're like, hey, how do I get to be a regular at the Comedy Store? Right. You know, it's like, I don't know. I'm not. I've been there for almost 20 years, but I'm not technically a regular there. You know, so I can't help you with that. Yeah. But a lot of people think like things are going to happen really fast, and I've had things where, you know, guys will be like, I really need to break up with my girlfriend because I'm blowing up. I'm going to go on the road. And it's like 10 years later, it's like, oh, you still miss that girl, huh? Yeah. You probably shouldn't have, you know. I mean, there's no reason to change your whole lifestyle because all your friends came out and saw you and you had a great set. You know, it means like people need to keep in perspective that they're doing a bringer show. And bringer shows are cool. Like I host them. I make money hosting them. My partner produces them. You know, he's really great at producing them. But it is like, you know, your friends are all coming to see you. Yeah. It's really hard to get booked on the road unless you're like got major credits or like regular on a TV show. Even, I mean, I talked to my booking agent, and even if you've got like a couple of, you know, you got a Conan, a Jimmy Kimmel, a lot of times no one still knows who you are on the road, you know, they don't care. They just want you to be funny. Yeah. Because those credits don't mean that much unless they're bigger, you know?
Yeah, I've interacted with a couple of comedians, and I've been to a bunch of comedy shows. I love going to comedy.
Cool.
There's
Thank you for supporting my comedy.
A friend of ours that's been on the show, Ben Gonzalez. He does shows out in my area sometimes. I'll catch those. He's got regular shows in Santa Monica now. I'll go check out. But something that I'm noticing is that the vast difference in attitudes and how it can affect the crowd. As far as new people go, because I've seen people go up and say, "This is my first time on stage," and they can instantly do bad or they do great. Yeah. There was one that it was going to be his first time doing stand up, and he was like, before he got up, he was heckling the other comedians that were up. Oh. And then he gets up there and crickets. It was awful. Like,
he deserved it. He sounds super annoying.
He was very annoying, and he was getting very drunk.
Yeah, he seems like he was getting drunk obnoxious. Yeah. I hate it when, I've had that happen. And also I've had like that supportive heckling bullshit happen where, say I have a friend and they'll show up and I'm on stage and they're like, you got it. Yeah, you know, it's like, don't interrupt my fucking flow, man. I know you're my friend, but, you know, we're not in your living room kind of thing.
But then on the other side of it, one of the shows I went to go see you at, there was a girl that was new. It was like her first time on stage, and she was young, and she did an amazing job, and her parents were there when she was talking about her sex stuff, and
it could be really funny.
Fun. Yeah,
we try to create a really warm, fun atmosphere, you know. But at the same time, the comics in our show, they've got to know where to go from there, and where to go is like the open mics and hard work, because you can't just keep doing like a bringer show. I'm going to bring my coworkers, I'm going to bring my relatives, I'm going to bring my friends, because then like your friends after a while, like,
That's all you have.
we can't come again. It costs $50. You know, we had to pay to park. So you got to also do mics.
A couple times.
Or run your own room. You know, run your own room, or you got to start hosting or something. Like you got to branch out. And a lot of comics come to me and they're like, Sally, what the hell do I do? You know, I've been doing this shit 6 months and I can't get booked in these shows anymore because my friends won't come see me. I want to do comedy. I'm like, open mic. Come do my show at Dronebox, Girls Drink Free. Start your own show, you know? Get a hosting gig. Think about going on the road, you know?
Multiple avenues.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things you can do other than bug your friends.
Right. Yeah, diversify. Right.
Yeah.
So you mentioned drum. You're here on drum as well. You do the girls' night on Girls Drink Free on Wednesdays.
I let some boys in it too.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But they don't drink for free, though.
No, nobody does. It's not as cool as this show. I'm drinking free here.
Yeah. Would you like some more, by the way?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. Yeah. Thanks.
And then also Hello Cougar.
Yes.
That's back in season 2 now.
Yeah.
So where did the idea from that come from?
Hella Cougar. Well, I used to do a show here with my friend Paris Kennedy, who introduced me to drum. It was called Kitten the Cougar.
Yes.
And she was the kitten, I was the cougar. And I always wanted to make it like more disgusting, you know. But she was in a situation where she was getting out of adult business. She'd been in the adult business. She was a major porn star, amazing, beautiful girl. And she was sort of like moving more into legit acting. So sometimes it would just be like, I'd be pushing it and be too disgusting about it. But she was always cool about it. But I would pull back, you know, I'd go, you know, I don't really want to push that on her. So I was starting to think like, maybe, you know, I should do like a Splinter show or something really trashy. And then she decided she didn't want to do the show anymore. We'd done it for a year. She's like, you know what, you know, we did it for a year. She wanted to spend more time on the legit acting. And it was every Saturday night at midnight. She's like, fuck, I'm sick of driving to Boyle Heights Saturday night at midnight. I'm like, I get it. So then I said I want to do my own show. Like, she quit. And I was like, so, guys, she quit. You know, and I was waiting for Nolan and Ashley, and I was like, why aren't they fucking asking me to do my own show? You know, and they're like, well, we just letting everything process. I'm like, but I'm ready, you know? And they're like, okay. So
I have your letter of intent. Just sign it.
Yeah. They were just like, well, sure, let's come have a meeting. And they said, well, what do you want the show to be about? I said, I want it to be about me getting guys off Craigslist and having sex with them. And I'm not trying to show the sex, and I'm not trying to show the nudity. I'm not trying to make them get into porn, but I want to interview them, and I want it to be older women and younger men. You know, only I'm going to do it. You know, I'm not trying to. Nobody else is going to do that but me. And guys, 18 to 30. You know, and they were like, okay, you know. And what else do you want on there? I'm like, well, female comics and topics and fun, weird shit. But it's
it's
mainly
very interesting premise. When I was first hearing about it, I'm like, what? That's really happening? That's here? I can watch that?
Nobody thinks, okay, people don't think it's true. I get girls to come do the show, and I go, so you know what the show's about? And then they get here, and they're like, you really do fuck the guys? And I was like, you really do have sex with them? We thought you were playing this part. I'm like, no, I'm like not really that good of an actress, you know. It's just a show, it's a talk show, you know.
Yeah, it's called method acting.
Yeah.
You gotta follow through all the way.
I would. Like, to try and act, I probably would. If I were playing a part, I probably would do it. But yeah, it's weird. It's really fun.
Right. So you post this on Craigslist under the casual encounters, and I assume you let them know this is what you're getting yourself into.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The more clear I am, the better, because they're still not going to fucking pay attention to it. Or they're still going to just try and override that, you know.
Well, that's testosterone at work.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to get laid? Cool, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, or they're just like, let me try and make a connection with her above and beyond, you know, and try to get out of doing that. But I'm like, I couldn't be less interested. Like, I'm just trying to find someone who's going to, because I really take the show seriously. To me, it's like a fucking cultural revolution. I want to meet somebody who's on board with the show. And I'm not a dick to anyone who reaches out, you know. I'm like, oh, totally understand. Hey, maybe we'll talk again some other time. But I'm really focused on getting the cub for the week.
Right.
The show now, last season, the show was every week, and it was 24 guys.
Wow.
And that was a lot of, and it was from April to December. So it was spread out. You know, we had a week off here and there, but that was a lot of people. And this year, it's every other week.
Okay.
I don't like to put it out there too much because we don't like, you know, we'd like to keep the programming live here, but it does make it a little easier. Just because, you know, guys cancel they, you know, you got a flake factor.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, like I had a guy the other day. He's like, I'm all in. You know, you say, hey, watch this clip of the show. I'm all in, and then he's like, I work for the government. I can't show my face. You know, it's like then you can't do the show.
Yeah.
Well, can we go out anyway? No, I don't have time. You know, maybe I'll catch you on the flip. You know, who knows? But yeah, like it's all about, you know, finding the guy who's going to be fine going on camera. And honestly, the interviews it's not a hater show. It's not designed to humiliate the guy. I'm not trying to ask the guy questions to make him uncomfortable. I'm asking him if he's been with older women, how did he go about meeting them, sexually, what does he like, what does he like about older women sexually. Sometimes it's like, what do you think about politics, what do you do for fun?
Yeah.
You know, what do you think about, you know, rescue dogs? I mean, it's just banter.
Yeah.
It's kind of just to show that, because some young guys, they have but they have like no idea of what actually talking to an older woman would be like. Like they know there's this thing they want and this MILF, but they have no idea of like what it would actually be like just to sit and talk to a chick my age at a bar. And as you can see, it's just like talking to any chick, you know. Well, they would be. I mean, they have, and I want to kind of show them with the show that, you know, it's like, hey, let's talk and blah, 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 and then we have sex. And it's like, not that big of a deal, you know? Like, you don't notice the age difference when it's two people talking like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
well,
know?
I think just in general, well, maybe I'm divulging too much about myself, but approaching any woman in a bar is a daunting task.
Right,
So,
yeah.
and as far as which kind of girl, that's not even on my radar. It's just like, just go walk in that direction towards where the females are.
Yeah, probably a lot of guys just, you know, on Craigslist are feeling, or on any dating site, they're feeling that same way. Like I think there's too much in society of, I'm gonna stay home and watch TV and play video games or hang out with the buddies when I could be meeting a female and connecting.
The proverbial Netflix and chill.
Yeah, you know, doing it like alone instead of, because it just seems like that's why you don't want to send a guy naked pictures or something. It's not even about modesty. It's because if he has those, then he's probably not going to meet you. He's probably not going to make the effort to come out and meet you. There's a lot of that.
Or you get the dick pic, right? It's the exact opposite.
I don't understand the dick
Then
pic
you
thing.
don't. Then you're kind of like, wow, okay, now I'm giving you free phone sex. You know? Now I have to return with something. Now it's, that's also, that also becomes like.
Well,
kind of a turn
for
on.
me, again, maybe too personal, but as far as going, talking to girls at bars and stuff, to me, it's a lose-lose kind of situation. Because in that environment, they're used to just being hit on by scummy guys.
Yeah.
So you have to think like, all right, I need to make an approach in a way
Yeah.
that I'm not one of those guys. But every guy that comes up to them is saying the same thing, like, oh, I'm not one of those guys.
Yeah.
So it's a weird kind of situation for a guy to be in, to be even. You have to have a lot of confidence and not give a shit at all in order to be able to pull it off. And I think I give too much shits. So
Well, a lot of guys, they say they don't want to deal with rejection or some chick being a bitch to them who doesn't even know them. You know, like you go up to a woman at a bar and, hey, can I buy you a drink? No, I'm fine, thanks. You know, like, fuck, you know. I can imagine that would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was at a club one time with a friend of mine, and as we were walking by some ladies, he said hi, and she just put up her hand and said no. And I'm like,
Wow.
it was just a hi. It was just a hi. It wasn't a hey, nice boobs type or anything. It was just a hi. No.
No, I know. It can be really mean. I mean, I've been like, I remember trying to hit on a guy one time when I was like 24, and he was like drunk and like really mean to me. He's like, I do not find you attractive. I'm just going to save you the fucking time.
Wow.
And I was just like,
Jesus.
God, man, you don't have to be a dick. But see, guys deal with that all the time. Guys deal with that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Because some chick's not in the mood, and she's been harassed or is feeling harassed or whatever's going on, and you start talking to her, and she's just like, no, you know, and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. So it really hurt me when that guy was so mean to me for a minute, you know, but the guys have to deal with that shit all the time. It's really hard. So, you know, online dating, blah, 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 but then they're afraid to actually go through with it. So I really love the guys of Hello Cougar because they actually do. They either come to my house or they come to the motel or I go to their house. The one this week, I went to his house.
Oh.
I'm like, cool. You
Nice.
took a chance and you met me, and I could have been a dude in drag, or I could have been like completely psychotic, and
That's a
you
different
still
show
met
altogether.
me. Yeah. But what they do know, the guys do know for my show is that they're gonna. It's funny. They're gonna get laid, because I need them for content.
Yes.
I need an interview, and
That's a
I'm
big
like,
motivator
cool.
for guys.
Yeah, and they have to be like, this chick needs something from me.
Yeah.
She's not gonna meet me and then decide against it or something. Yeah.
So has there ever been one of the Cubs that you go to and you're like, ooh, maybe
misrepresented himself or
yeah,
something?
or you got there and realized maybe not this one. Maybe I can find another Cub. What time is it?
No, I've had sex with every Cub who's shown up as a Cub. A couple of guys. One guy was like way bigger than his picture, but he was cool and fun, and he brought booze, All
right.
But I mean, he seriously sent a picture from like 70 pounds ago or something.
Wow.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's a big difference in a guy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's from like a dude who's like a medium size to like fat, like a fat dude.
Yeah.
He went from a medium sized dude. It's a big jump, and the same with a chick. But I'm sure. Like you've been catfished. I'm sure you've met chicks online who are different age, different look, right?
It's about the angle in which the photo is taken.
Yeah, and then you should know. And as a guy, you should know like this shit means and just face means,
Right. Yeah.
And
but as guys, we could talk ourselves into anything. We're like, oh, that picture's good, but the angle, man. No. The angle. If you look at this part of the picture here, you can tell.
She's hot.
You can tell that there's not that much there.
Yeah.
There's a curve there. It says Photoshop.
No, that's a sweater. That's a sweater.
And
that's
then again,
else.
that photo's from like a year ago, or 2 years ago or something. But see, Hella Cougar, I really don't care. It's a one-time encounter, and I want someone who's going to be cool. And see, everyone's funny on Hella Cougar. If the guy's trying to be funny, that's funny. If he's like trying to be dead serious, that's fucking hilarious too. Because we're talking about goofy shit and we're about to screw. And everyone's like, oh, this is the guy she's with this week. It's just fucking funny. He could be the least funny guy ever. He could be a guy who would suck ass at stand-up, who would never want to do stand-up,
right.
And shouldn't do it. But it's funny in this context.
Absolutely.
Just getting them to talk, like this guy this week, he's like, I'm a former paintball champ. It's just like fucking funny. It's
beautiful.
Just gold, I just knew it would be comedy gold. And it's not a hater show. Like, I'm not on the show going, oh my God, this guy could not fuck his way out of a paper bag.
Yeah.
Or like, please kill me. I'm not talking shit. I'm making fun of people. I really appreciate people for doing the show. I think like these guys are like warriors, Because they're really getting out and doing something instead of just staying home on their phones sending dick pics.
You would say they were paintball warriors this week.
Yes, exactly. They are.
Yeah, you don't seem to be disparaging at all to the guys that come on. Like,
No.
I think the guy you had last week, it was, I think he was a Trump guy, but he was
guy.
That was the first guy this season. He was a Trump guy, yeah.
And he seemed very quiet.
Trump guy? What do you mean? You look like Trump? Do you have the hair? What?
No, that was his politics.
A young Trump, yeah. He said, I said, how you feel about the current political? Yeah, and he was like, go Trump.
Yeah, trigger alert or trigger warning, whatever.
Oh.
Yeah. He said he was into Trump. Yeah.
Yeah, but it seemed flattering to him. If I was that guy, I'd be like, shit, all right, I looked good on that show.
Yeah, he did, man.
Spread that around. It's very thick, everybody.
Yeah. Because like, there's something good about everyone sexually, Everyone has their strong points. Like, I would say sexually, focus on the positive, and then here's a bunch of other shit you need to do. That's just like teaching,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't expect everybody who I have on the show to be a great lay, but everybody has some good shit to work with.
Right. Yeah, especially I think at that age, it's more about trying to prove something.
Yeah.
Pulling out all the stops and everything, and maybe handstands, I don't know.
Well, I don't know how old you guys are. You look really young.
Handstands?
Oh, some guys, well, actually, it's weird. Like I haven't had any handstands, but that would be cool. But like some guys last time were like picking me up and, they're like, I'm going to show her everything. And like, I'm like bigger than them, I'm like taller than them, and they're like, it's kind of cute. But no, there was a little, but like this time, the guys like haven't been eating pussy, and I'm like, oh, what's going on with me? But I'm like, oh boy, is there some kind of backlash with feminism or something that the guys are not wanting to like do things that they really don't want to do? Like, are guys getting together and being like, you know what, pussy smells bad, I'm not gonna lick it, like, fuck these women, something's up.
Not in my circles.
But yeah, I was worried because a couple of guys this time, like, they haven't been. I'm like, is there a movement, against, like, we'll wear a hat but we won't lick it or something?
If there is, I haven't been told about it. I didn't get that memo yet.
It,
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe because they're young, it's just fear.
But the guys last time didn't seem like I could understand that because I have had some really young dudes in my bed, like 18-year-olds, you know. And this was just a couple years ago, and they haven't gone down. It's like they're just not ready for it, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe man-child?
Yeah. Maybe that's what's going on there. Yeah.
So what makes a cub or what makes a cougar? What needs to be the difference in age there?
35. Cougar has to be 35 and up.
Okay.
I feel like the guy has to be like at least like 8 or 9 years younger. And that's what cracks me up. It's like I'm 48 and a half. And if some guy's like over 40, you know, like I had this joke in my act. I'm like, if you're over 40, I'm not a cougar. I'm just your neighbor. You know, it's like no. I mean, to me, 9, 10 years, that's cougar situation.
Okay.
5 years is within your age range.
Okay.
So if we're getting 7, 8, 9, you know, that's cougaring. But 15 years or more, I call extreme cougaring.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think 8 years has been the biggest gap for me personally.
You went with a woman who was 8 years older than you?
Yeah.
That's cool. So how old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay.
31? 32.
How old are you?
If you're 32, that makes me 33.
Yeah. We're very...
I don't understand how this works.
I really stopped keeping track of the age.
Why?
31 to 32-ish.
How long have you guys known each other?
98.
Half our life, at least.
Oh,
99.
cool.
Yeah. So 18
Since I
years.
moved to LA.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, we went to high school together. That's how we met.
You even grew facial hair together. Great.
You guys seem like really nice friends. Like you probably try to take a bullet for each other or something.
Yeah.
Or at least like not abandon each other if there's some shit going down.
Never.
No.
That's
I always
really
hide
cool.
behind him.
Yeah, you'd hide behind him. I'd probably throw him in between.
Yeah, he's a kung fu master, so
You
if
die
anything
together,
happens,
I think is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh yes, I can see that happening.
That's really neat. Man-child. What did man-child mean? It was funny. I didn't really know. I'm like, this is a joke I'm missing out on. It's funny.
Because he's an adult, but he's still got a child's mind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of these guys, like, I had a 19-year-old guy. He was really cute, Latino kid. He was 19. That was on last season of Hella Cougar. And he told his mom, oh, I've got to go out and help this chick from school with a report. She lives in the valley. And his mom was like, I thought you guys were going to the library right by here. And he goes, her car's broken down, Mom, I got to drive to the valley. And he came over and we had sex. And I mean, I'll tell you what, little 19-year-old, short dude, cute, looks like no older than 19, seriously, if even, like ate pussy, touched pussy, fucked for a really long time. Like, you know, I'm like, this guy's like good in bed. Like, and I said to him, I said, you know what I'm going to tell you? You have everything going on. You use your mouth, you use your hands, you use your dick. It lasts for a while. You know, you're young. I mean, you've got a really hard dick. That's great. But also, you know, you're using everything. I'm like, you're a good lay. And he checks in with me and he goes, well, how's it going this time, you know, on Hella Cougar? I'm like, some of these guys just fucking with their dicks, you know? And you got to diversify. It's like, you got other things. And what about, you know, if your dick doesn't want to work that night or something? And then...
Stunt cock.
Yeah, because not everyone has you need other things. And also, a couple of the guys I've been with, if your dick can't last for that long, especially some of the guys I get with because of the excitement of the situation. They're just meeting me. I'm older than their mom. It's like their excitement, so they finish really fast. It's like you should have some ways to put time on it. It's just like a comedian. Like, because in comedy we say, how much time do you have?
Yeah.
Hey, I want to take you on the road. How much time do you have? Oh, I've got 30. How much time do you have clean? I've got 20 clean, you know? Okay, because this is one gig, you gotta be clean. Gotta have at least 20, okay?
Yeah, you make it 25.
Yeah,
Stretch it.
Yeah, eat pussy, make it 25. You know? As long as it's clean, you know? But it's like that. You gotta like have some more time on your, it's just like comedy. I'm gonna talk about that, I think, on the show tomorrow night, because we have a section that's for advice for dating. It's called Just the Tip. And it's gross. It's a little rapey though. But I might want to say, you know, you got to get time. I think like fucking, you know, the time you spend in bed should be like half an hour or something. It shouldn't be like 7 or 8 minutes. Or,
No. If you gotta get back to like work or lunch break,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, something to be
you
said for a
just fit it in
quickie.
there. Yeah, but no.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally fit it in there. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, that's where I went to.
Yeah. But I mean, if you've got a chance to be on Hella Cougar and bang a cougar, this is you've been thinking about this, and then you see the cougar, and you're happy, and blah blah blah. Like, draw it out a little bit. You know?
Let the dream last.
Some people wait a moment.
Yeah.
Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this, and make it more than a moment. What the hell? Because there's this bit like. Some guys are just sticking their dicks in like so fast,
Yeah, just get right to it.
And I watch, I also do some porn.
Oh.
I don't know if you knew that, but I've gotten more into doing porn.
Okay.
Because once you do Hello Cougar and you're talking about having sex with guys off Craigslist, I was already doing like fetishy stuff. So then I kicked it up a notch to make more money. But like a lot of the times on porn, I see like, and the chick, you can tell it's hurting her. But, it's porn fucking, and we're making the scene intense, and we're taking a good fuck, and it's wild. But a lot of the guys, you gotta ease it in there, It'll last longer, you'll last longer, and she'll...
Just the tip.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so these young kids are watching a bunch of porn, that's what they're saying, so that's what they're trying to recreate.
I think that's part of it.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of seduction porn.
Yeah.
You got to go through a couple pages to find that.
Yeah, softcore,
Or sensual.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of choking. There's a lot of choke out. Everyone's trying to put down the choke. And it's getting a little hack,
I don't understand all that violent stuff with it.
Yeah.
Or choking and the girls spitting on the dick and slapping it around. Like, what? They can't be pleasurable.
Yeah, spitting was really huge 4 or 5 years ago, but I'm sure it's still around. Just because I don't do it, so I don't know that it's around, but I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you.
Yeah. It's, if I see that, I'd be like, all right, next video. I'm not.
Yeah.
This is not enjoyable for me.
Yeah.
I need something more stimulating than.
Well, Brazzers, they're making all that fast motion stuff, They've got all that exaggerated physicality where the MILF has the huge tits and they take the little boy and they throw him in the air, that little skinny, he's a little Spanish kid.
Yeah.
And they take that and he's doing that face and everyone's doing these faces and then it's and I'm like, some guys will actually put their dick in you and be jackrabbiting, doing and you're like, oh, no, that hurts. And the same with okay, so the warm up, fingering, touching, it's not like this,
Yeah.
And, then there's this squirting thing. Guys are like, do you squirt? Do you squirt? Do you squirt? It's like, I am going to piss on your hand. You're going to fucking puncture my bladder.
That'll make you stop. Yes, I'll pee on you.
Yeah, if someone's fucking you or fingering you and you're feeling like you have to protect your internal organs, that's not working, That's not the desired effect.
Yeah, I think porn is to blame for that. Because as far as the editing goes, they cut right through the stuff that's there's none of the warm up. I'm sure I would hope that if you're shooting porn, there is a warm up. They don't just walk on set and just start hammering it. But as far as editing goes, it's cut, and then that's what the guys see, and that's what they think that's normal. I mean, porn sets a lot of standards for everything. Mm-hmm. Back there was anal bleaching was a thing for a long time because of porn.
What?
Yeah.
So if it happens in porn, technology in general too is pushed forward by porn.
Yeah.
So if it starts in porn, it's gonna disseminate out to the rest of everything else.
Nicely played.
Thank you.
My friend told me a lot of douching and stuff, make sure the chick doesn't have any goo coming out of her. I think it's chilled out a little bit now, though. I think they're goo's back, thing. I hope so.
Yeah, so do you find a common theme with the Cubs as far as attitudes or moves or whatever they do?
Yeah, I find that sounds pretty basic, but I find that they all have a good attitude. They're all I want to have fun,
Okay.
This show's great, kind of thing. They all are interested in older women. They're either curious or they habitually go for them, Mm-hmm. Some of the guys on my show, say in their mid-20s, and they hook up with women who are in their late 60s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, you've got some 40-year age differences and things like that going on.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think that's cool. I like that. See, God, I just feel in my generation and everything's geared toward fucking family and having kids.
Wait,
and
what?
geared toward family.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fucking family? Oh, I like those kind of videos too. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's more my interest in family. Honestly, taboo sex videos would be like that's the limit of my interest. I love my parents, but I have no sense of like extended family. I've never desired to have kids, but a lot of people just get brainwashed, and then you've got kids. You know, you're railroaded into wife, family, and then you've got to like work these shitty jobs that you hate, you know, so you can put shoes on your kids' feet, and you're really trapped, and you're not getting to do what you really want to do, and your kids hate you anyway, and, you know, I just think it's like a freaking trap of society. And a lot of the Cubs, like, I feel like they kind of want to know what else is out there, and they're not really ready for that. And there are guys in their late 20s, and it only goes to 30, but I feel like there's a lot of guys out there who are in their mid-30s, and like you guys' age too, and you're kind of like, what else is out there besides being a dad and bringing kids into this fucked up world and having to make a bunch of money and, you know, pressure. And then your wife's like, oh, I had your babies, now I don't want to fuck you, my pussy hurts, I'm fat, you know, you're fat too, we have no money. I think there's more than that.
I certainly hope so.
Sorry not to like really put it in the best light.
It's like, okay.
Put it that way, yeah.
Yeah. I just think I like to present a choice, and I like to present like chosen family, if you will, and bonding between generations, and alternative lifestyles. And, you know, not every guy is cut out to be a dad. And this thing of like, you meet some, you know, I think guys biologically want to fuck everything, and women they want to fuck a lot of people too, but they want to also reproduce, and then it has to mesh together. I mean, I wanted to reproduce in a certain way. I never wanted kids. I think I had too twisted a childhood, but I adopted 1 million pets, and now I'm dealing with that, you know? Now I'm dealing with that. But, you know, we're geared to things, but it's all like manipulation. And I think if we incorporate some, you know, cross-generational things, we have choices. Like, why can't a guy your age, like, marry a chick when she's 60? Sure, she's going to divorce him, you know? But, I mean, she's going to die before him.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I think they get divorced after she dies anyway.
Yeah,
so
then that's an automatic divorce.
Right,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I meant.
That's paperwork.
Yeah. I mean, well, why can't that happen, you know? Like, there's alternatives to, like, being a dad or being a fucking mom and, you know, driving your kids all over town and watching them have a bunch of fun when you didn't get to have any fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. The alternative is fun.
The way they're setting up, I think, for the commercials for the SUVs is to be the fun part for the adults, where they're driving the kids around. That's what they're doing now.
That's fun for adults now?
Supposedly.
Driving kids around? If I'm driving, like, through rush hour traffic, it's because I have a fucking show, you know? I'm on stage. It's not some little shit in a tiara.
Right.
Ingrate, little fucking ingrate, you know? I hate kids.
Kids are
Sorry, they're really awful.
Yeah.
They're really fucking annoying in their questions. It's not for everyone. So people get railroaded into it, and I like to present an alternative life. Look, kids love me, all right, I'll be honest. Like, they can tell I'm fun, and I like to play with them, and I shouldn't say it. I hate what they represent, and I hate what they do to people, and I hate how everybody has to have them, you know? Like, you guys don't have kids.
I have a daughter.
What? Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you guys were like bachelors, like swinging bachelors. Are you married?
No.
Okay.
I'm not married.
Good for you.
I'm Hispanic, so therefore I have a child out of wedlock.
I'm sorry, duh. I mean, you were just born with a daughter.
Right,
okay,
exactly.
cool. It's just like attached to you, you know?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. That's
but outside of her, I really do think kids are very annoying.
How old is your daughter?
She's 11.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like older kids better. I hate when they're like, you know.
Yeah, those years are rough.
Yeah. Super annoying. Yeah. Toddlers and shit. I don't like infants. They're just, ugh.
Yeah.
They literally are attached to your hip.
Yeah, they are. I don't even like puppies and kittens. Although I love animals, but I don't like puppies and kittens. I just don't like the infant stage.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So what about you?
No kids.
No kids.
Cats.
Good for you. Cats?
I have cats.
Yeah.
Oh, I love cat guys. How many cats do you have?
At this point, 3.
I want to see your cat. I love cat guys. Yes.
One of them's
Oh
a
my God.
rescue, like
course.
literal. We rescued him out of the middle of the street.
Oh, around here, I bet.
It was over in
here.
like City of Industry.
Oh,
we were just
cool.
driving around. I saw what I thought was a bag in the street.
Oh.
And he freaked out. Like,
There was a cat in the bag?
No. It just was
a cat?
It looked like a bag, and it was a cat.
It
And
was a black cat, so we thought it was a
Oh,
bag.
black cats are so
Yeah.
sweet.
And it apparently had been through some abuse, and
Sure.
Maestro took him home and made it real life for him.
Oh, cool.
So.
Cat guys are great. I love the cat guys are great. Sometimes a little psycho too. Well, congratulations on your daughter. That's
thank you.
cool. I mean, I like older kids a lot. I just, it's too much. It's too much.
No,
Like
I totally understand. And it's
Yeah.
not for everybody, and it shouldn't be for everybody.
No.
I think that
choices. We just need to see choices.
Absolutely. I think that it's a rough thing to do, and you shouldn't go into it willy nilly. Unless you're Hispanic, when you have no choice, you must do it early and often.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we'd be better off if people had less kids, because
Yes.
they don't understand everything that goes into it at the beginning. And then because it could, if you have goals out in your life that are
Yeah.
outside of that, and you have a child, then you become resentful and everything. You just no. It's,
Well, most of the people having kids, though, I think, are bored and they need a purpose and they need goals. And that's really not the person who should be having a kid, because that kid's just going to be like a fucking loser too, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So losers just having loser kids, and it's just bullshit. I mean, some of them nice.
If
but
I do ever have kids, I will train them to be my minions.
that would be cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do my bidding, you know, that kind of thing.
like ninjas or like factory workers.
Good question.
I think you're good for pets. You can get pets and train them, and pets appreciate that quality time, and they like to be trained.
This is true.
Yeah. Or you could get into some S&M slaves and cages and stuff, you know.
With
Get
pets?
gimps, you know. No, with girls. With girls. You get into some shit with girls, people want to be, you know, sweet dreams of me. You know, you can get into that, you know. It doesn't it's not necessary. I just want it to be like not the norm, just
Right.
one of the choices.
Yeah. No,
You know,
I
are you
totally
going to
agree.
run a kinky dungeon? Are you going to be a crazy cat guy? Are you going to have some children? Are you just going to be this crazy traveling guy? Are you going to be a Unabomber? You know, just like more.
Yes, choices. These are all good options.
No, they're not.
No? I'm pretty sure.
Being a Unabomber isn't probably good, but
Oh, right, that's the
I just
yeah.
want like diversity, you know. Like, serial killer? No, that's not good. That's not good. Not good. Fuck that. But
So when did the whole cougar thing happen with you? When did you decide or start
targeting younger
cubs?
men.
Yeah.
I would say in my mid-30s, I was hitting on guys in their early 20s, and there was like a 9-10 year difference. So it was, you know, it was like standard cougaring, you know,
Okay.
sort of.
Were you aware of it? Like, I'm being a cougar right now, or you're just like, that's a
Yeah.
young guy, I want him?
Yeah, I was like, I'm attracted to this younger dude, like, I'm gonna do this again. And I was getting off on the notoriety of it, and the fact that
Okay.
all my friends would be like, "How old is this one?" Oh no, so it's been going on, and now I'm almost 50, and those guys like haven't gotten any older. I'm like freaking Wooderson, you know. I mean, those guys are still like in their 20s, and it's weird. I really want to date a guy who's like mid-30s. So that's what I'm kind of looking for, like on the dating site, like a guy who knows that I'm special and wants to put some work in. Because these younger guys are just like, wow, cougar novelty, you know?
Right, bucket list.
Yeah, exactly, bucket list. And I feel like guys in their mid-30s are still like younger than me enough that I feel it, but they also know like, this lady's really cool. I should try to do some cool things with her.
Yeah, like not just jackhammering.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
See, the experience that I've had with older women is I had the same kind of thought that older would be more wise. They have a better idea of what they wanted.
Yeah,
But
not
that
necessarily.
was not the case.
There's a lot of pressure on us cougs to have our shit together, and it's like, but I'm dating you and you're 28, you know? Obviously some shit went wrong for me along the way. But I would say sexually, you're probably a little kinkier and hornier and sluttier. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
But I was always sort of, feisty in that way. And I remember being like getting on top of a guy and like riding him or something when I was like 22 and he was probably 26. And I'm like, fuck me, and he would come like that, and he's like, you can't talk dirty like that if you want it to last, like bullshit like that, yeah.
Right, you're not
like
helping.
a really lame leg.
It's great, but you're not helping.
Yeah, it's a really lame leg, yeah. But I remember being like, I want to express myself, like I was just getting into it,
Yeah.
She gives like paper bag for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Put some headphones on, a blindfold, yeah.
Jesus. So, I just remember like some really crappy lays like that where being wild wasn't encouraged. But I feel as a cougar, they expect that. And you can get as wild as you want, But some guys go like right there. Like I've had some of the guys from Hello Cougar, it's the first time they're getting together. And maybe they're like going for broke, but they'll be like mommy, or stuff like that.
Oh.
And I'm like, whoa, you're bringing it right up,
Wow.
You're just going right there.
Okay.
I'm like, well, that's hot. Let's role play this. Let's go
See
a little
where
further.
this goes.
Yeah. So there's been some really great sex for that show. But the thing is, like I got guys who are like 19, 20, and they want to see you again. They want to fuck again. And like, that guy was cool, but I know there's not really any chance of a relationship with that guy.
Right.
Just because we want to understand each other's day to day. We can bond, we can hang out, but what they all try to do is they all try to just come fuck again.
Yeah.
Whereas what they should be doing is like, hey, do you want to watch a movie, or do you want to come see my band, or can I come to the Comedy Store, something like that.
Something to make an actual connection versus just a fuck buddy.
Yeah, because the fuck buddy, like how can you really beat the fact that we did it and we had an interview on camera and you were on Hella Cougar?
Yeah.
Like, can't really get better than that in terms of a one-night encounter,
Yeah, you can't raise the stakes from there.
Yeah. It's pretty. Okay. Cats. Hey, they should bring treats for my pets. Some guys should be like, hey, I just stopped. I got a lot of treats for animals, I was thinking I could come see you. But it's been cool. Like, Hello Cougar is really... It's a very loving show. I mean, I like the feeling that I get from doing it. And those guys, like, they rule. The fact that they will come and put their face, and like the guy I have this weekend, he's 27, 28, and he says he fucked a 62-year-old. And some guys are like, that's gross. It's fucking granny banging. But I'm like, fuck it. He's getting laid without hassle.
Yeah.
You know what? He's not getting trapped in situations. He's not having a, he's being real. So... And he said that on camera. I think that's ballsy. I like that.
Absolutely. Just be on camera in general in that kind of situation. Like,
Yeah.
That's a big...
Yeah.
I can imagine myself doing that kind of thing. But then...
I understand if you don't want to, yeah.
I had this thought that who would do that? But then I remember being that age. Oh yeah, at that age, yes, I would do that.
See? That's what... And somebody said to me, they said, Sally, what you're doing... Oh, can I have a little more wine? Yeah. They said, what you're doing is kind of shitty because you're letting like these 19-year-old dudes come on this show and they're like, hey, I want to bang a woman who's older than my mom and we're going to have sex. And then what if, their employer sees it in the future, or their wife sees it, their future wife sees it, thanks. And I'm like, well, as a society, we need to get over this. There's nothing fucking illegal going on. These guys are 18 years old, they're men, they're allowed to die for our country. They should be allowed to come and bang a cougar.
Yeah.
And if somebody's going to judge that in 5 or 10 years, then this is a problem with our fucking society. It's too uptight over sex. And now we got like Jeff Sessions and shit like that, saying he's going to fuck with porn. They always say they're going to fuck with porn. They try to fuck with porn. They try to prove this outlandish shit,
Yeah.
They're trying to prove that there's a bunch of underage people in porn. This is LA. We have people who look 15 but are 30, so we don't need underage people. And, but you just... Who cares if some guy, drove to Winnetka and banged an older chick? That shouldn't be used against him in any way.
No.
And if it is, then, it's a bullshit society.
Yeah. Age has always been just a number to me. It doesn't matter. It's more about attitude and connections that can be made.
My body looks better now than it did, like, in college.
Oh,
I mean,
I have the
it's
opposite.
just...
I look much better in college.
Well,
Before I discovered
honestly,
Wendy's.
so I worked at Wendy's in high school. Dude, Wendy's has been around. I worked there in like 1983, and I got fired for eating all the food all the time. I couldn't stop. They busted me in the closet with a chicken sandwich and mayonnaise on my face, you know? I was supposed to be working the salad bar. They're like, she won't stop eating. It's so good, man. The chili, and oh my God. I loved it. I loved it. The triples, oh my God. The Wendy's triples. Fuck.
That's what ruined
with that
me.
cheese.
I'm hungry.
There was Wendy's between where I was living.
Right now.
I love Wendy's.
Yeah, between my college and where I was living at the time, it was a Wendy's. So
Yeah.
it was twice a day. A lot
Oh
of times.
God, I don't blame
On
you.
the way to school, on the way home.
You couldn't resist it.
No, I just had that taste in my mouth, and I need more.
Well, honestly,
That's called an addiction.
yeah. No, that was your
I don't
thing.
have
Wendy's was your
personality.
thing. I don't really, but you know what?
Damn it.
Sugar is the devil. If you can cut out sugar, like when I don't drink, I mean, like I don't drink like I used to, but if you can just cut out booze a little bit, and sugar isn't everything. So
Yeah.
don't drink orange juice. Don't fucking drink orange juice.
Apple juice, too.
Milk. Yeah, stay away from
Yeah.
fruit juice. Fruit is a problem in general. It's all about sugar.
Yeah, these are things I'm learning. That I used to think these were the healthy options. The orange juice
Everyone
or
thinks
apple
fruit
juice and
juices.
fruits.
No, stay the hell away from fruit and fruit juice.
Vegetables.
Veggies are fine.
Yeah.
Tomato juice is fine, but honestly,
That's a fruit.
sugar's in
Tomato juice I can
everything.
do.
And you've got to watch like your power bars and shit like that, because they can have like 25 grams of sugar. You've got to look at the ones that have like 2 or 3, you know.
Yeah.
And I know stevia, like the jury's still out on that, but it's better than eating sugar for weight. It really is.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. I do sometimes. The Cubs and I, we talk about nutrition, and because you know I got guys who are like 19 and 20 and they're already out of shape. They've got fucking dad bod.
Yeah.
And they're already, and I'm like, look, I can tell that, you know, you don't want to do like the dad bod thing. You don't want to be a dad for a while. So just, you know, make the most of it. Adventure, enjoy life. Because growing up in this economy sucks.
Yes.
Like, I think banging me is like the bright part of some guys' years.
Absolutely.
Because the, you know, money and their shitty job. I will say though, like it separates the boys from the men. Everyone's working now, you know, like these Cubs, they all have jobs. I mean, I don't think I've had any Cub that was like straight out unemployed.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about as far as like intellect with the Cubs? Do you see a common
A
thread with
variety.
that? Okay.
A variety. Some are really smart. I've had some amazing guys who, yeah, like they don't have a lot of college behind them. Like maybe just as the dating profile say some college, but very, very smart, you know. And I've also had some guys who've had like a lot of college, but now they're working a crappy job. I mean, I really see the economy taking a toll. I'll say that with these guys who are like, you know, 25, 26, working really hard and not making the money that they would be making if they were in the Clinton years,
Yeah.
which I thought we were getting back,
Yeah. Well,
but we didn't.
someday.
Here's hoping.
Yeah. But
If we make it
yeah,
that far.
it's interesting. But a lot of the Cubs, though, I would talk to them about, you know, like Trump or like in the election last year, and a lot of them like weren't on board with Hillary enough. You know, they like just weren't. I could see how it happened. You know, I could see it coming. In a way, but I really didn't.
Yeah, it was a weird thing because I thought for sure that it would have been Hillary, but then I underestimated the hatred people had for her, or the just ambivalence.
Apathy, yeah, just or not thinking, like taking it for granted. And I mean, California is one thing, but yeah, there was like a, you know, big bougie element like all over the country of like Latinos who don't think they're Latino, or like black people who are like, you know, I'm not ghetto, so I'm gonna, you know, like, so I don't fucking get it. Like people didn't want to admit they were middle class or something and tried to step up and vote for Trump. I mean, it's not just white trash. It's mainly white trash that fucked it up.
Right. It's all colors of trash.
Yeah, exactly. The rainbow of trash.
Yes.
Yeah, and now we're fucked.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, most of the Cub, but that first Cub was for Trump, and then, but so many guys are like a little too ambivalent about it. But then I did have some Mexican guys last year who were just like, I thought they were going to be so pissed about Trump, and they were pissed, but they were also really eloquent about it, and they were really low key, and they were just like, well, he's not qualified, you know? Of course not. Of course I'm going to vote for Hillary. She knows what she's doing, you know? But I thought I would be able to get a Latino on the show last year who was like, fuck that motherfucker, you know? I didn't get that like raging guy. I just got some guys who were kind of like, it's ridiculous. I'm scared, you know?
Yeah.
I'm scared if he gets in.
Yeah, I think that's everybody that I come in contact with. Is the same kind of vibe.
Yeah, like holy shit, what happened?
What's next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's every day is an adventure.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it's every day is an adventure.
Yeah.
Every tweet.
Yeah, every tweet. I know. What the fuck? You know? Who would have thought that?
Oh, man.
It's so ridiculous. But I'm sure you guys have some questions for me about banging these strangers.
Yeah. I mean, so
I can talk forever about it.
I would assume that there's a level of anxiety with these guys. So how long between, all right, turn the camera off, let's get down to it, versus being able to actually get it going? Or is that not an issue because of the young blood, wind blows hard on?
That doesn't seem to be really an issue. The technical, good question. The technical jump to the hard on is really very little. They are ready and they are turned on by the fact that this is older bitch and I'm usually wearing like, you know, bra and panties or maybe like a wife beater and underwear or something. That doesn't seem to have been an issue. They get it hard really quick. But I do talk to them a little before we do the interview. Okay. In fact, sometimes I talk to them about like trashier stuff or stuff they don't want revealed. Like one guy was 23 and he had a kid. And yeah, he had to sneak out on the baby mom. I hate that term, but you know, I had to sneak out on her and, oh, so is it cool? And so nobody know. We're not going to put that on the interview. So sometimes there is talking about, you know, oh, I used to do drugs or something. Okay, we won't put that on the interview because now you have a job, you know?
Yeah.
So there's sometimes like 10 minutes of like pre-talk. And then we do like a 10-minute interview. And then I'm like, let's fuck. And then, okay, so cool. And then, you know, you go in for the kiss and and they're hard. Yeah, their dicks are hard. Yeah. They're like, I'm so sick of talking to this lady. But I do ask them some sexual questions. I'm like, what do you like in bed? And they're like, oh, you know, I like blowjobs and yeah, whatever, sex.
I like putting it in.
Yeah.
Or just a tip.
You know, how do you feel about safe sex? I mean, they're ready. I mean, I haven't had any guy who's kind of like, and I start with like oral sex. I start with giving them a blowjob. So yeah, they usually. Okay,
that helps.
That seems to do it, you know? Yeah.
What's the filtering process like? Do you get like hundreds of emails? You post online, hey, let's have sex. And then...
Well, they flag pretty fast now. Oh, okay. Like when I start the new season, or I always want to call it the new semester. When I start the new season, they let the emails float for a while. You know, like they let you have even a few days of a post up, but now that post is taken down within like 45 minutes.
Oh wow!
And I don't know whether that's like haters or, you know, guys who are feeling rejected, like they didn't get picked, or older guys, because there are some older guys who write and they say, hey, I'm an older guy, I'd love to do the show if you do older guys on there. But some older guys will be hateful and be like, you know, well, you still fucking those young dudes, you know, that's pretty pathetic or something, you know, like you get that. So you don't know who it is who's getting you flagged, but you're getting flagged. It doesn't take that much to get flagged on Craig's. Okay. So, but in that time, you usually get like 30 guys in that 45 minutes. And out of those 30 guys, you get 3 or 4 that are like good prospects.
Now, this is, I'm sure, a weird thing to cut up on, but is there certain hours during the day that are better for posting, that you see reactions coming? Like maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, put the post out, you'll get a bunch of the drunken just.
I try to stay away from those kind of posts because I figure then you're going to get more of like the loadies and stuff, and it could just be like a bigger flake factor or like a possible crazy factor. I try to post when the guys are at work, and they're at work on the computers.
Oh.
And so I try to kind of do that, or like a weekend day or something. Right. I really haven't. I remember one time posting on a Friday afternoon, and I think guys were like, I'm getting ready for the weekend and I don't have a date, and I got like great responses off that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see the breakdown of as far as responses based on when you posted it, because I'm sure that affects a lot. Yeah. Especially if it's only a 45-minute window. Yeah. Then, wow. I'm
not organized enough to really be aware of that, and I'm also run around like a chicken with my head cut off. So I wish I could give you a better answer. No, that's a good question. That's interesting.
So you do this You have 24 episodes in a season or a semester? Is that how
This
you go?
time we're doing it every other week. So
Okay.
this time it's going to be 12 cubs.
Okay.
And that's mainly because I got into doing more hardcore porn, and it's a chance for me to make money. And I've got to focus. It's like I actually have an avenue where I can make money now. So I got to put a little more time into that.
Yeah.
Because before it was just like, I'm broke and I'm doing comedy, but now it's like, oh, if I put some time into this shit, it's actually fruitful. It's not just like going on auditions, you know?
Yeah.
So I have to sort of be a little more, you know, responsible with my time. So it's cut in half the number of cubs. And it's a little less crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a little less crazy.
Yeah.
But last season was incredible, 24 dudes. And the last dude we closed with was a porn dude, a porn star. And
Okay.
I hired him, and we also made a porn. But I interviewed him about fucking older women and the fact that as a porn actor, he's 25 and he has to fuck like 65-year-olds on set, you know, for certain kind of like granny bang movies and things
Okay.
like that. So it was really relevant to the show. And he was really nice. Like, people were like, oh, this porn guy's going to be so douchey. But he was like really, you know, aspirational and chill and,
Okay.
you know, giving the guys advice and everything.
So how did the porn thing start? Was that because of the last host that kind of opened the door?
Well, I met her when we worked in a fetish dungeon when I was like 32 and she was 18. And we did a lot of softcore and fetish films. And she got into hardcore and she became a major porn star. But I was like, oh, I'm never going to do hardcore porn. I'm never going to do. But I've been doing fetish since like Y2K. And then the beginning of this year, I was just like, I want to make some more fucking money. Why not? I did a show where every week I'm like, I banged this guy.
Yeah.
And I told Nolan, I was like, Nolan, I really feel like Hella Cougar helped me cross over into hardcore porn. And Nolan, Dronebox Nolan was like, well, no, I mean, you did fetish. You did. He like had some bunch of Jewish guilt going on about it. And I was like, no, Nolan, it's good. It's good. I'm making more money. But it did. It helped me cross over. Because once people find out you're doing this show, they're like, holy fucking shit, you're actually banging those dudes? That's like the most outrageous thing. Even porn people, when they find out about this show, they're like, holy shit, you know? Are you kidding me? You're actually fucking them? Like I said, the girls will show up to be guests on my show, the girl comedians, and they're like, oh, I thought you were just playing a part, you know? I'm like, no, you know?
Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun.
Okay. So what do we got coming up for the rest of the year then?
Well, we're going to have some cool guests because Nolan has his show Jack Jiminy on here, which is like a satirical, it's like a porn, I want to say mockumentary. Yeah.
Well, that's what
So he has a lot of girls who are porn actresses crossing over into regular acting. So I'm going to have some of them as guests, a lot of female comedians as guests, and a lot more cubs. I've got like 9 more cubs this
Beautiful.
season, 9 more guys to have sex with off Craigslist. And I'm also writing a book called The Stepmom's Guide to Sex. I'm trying to have that out by
Oh, nice.
by the end of the year. And it's based on all my experiences with the young dudes. And so it's going to be like a really loving, instructional, you know, teaching manual, but like accentuating the positive, you know?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, the fact that you showed up from a Craigslist ad to bang an older woman, you're halfway there.
Yeah.
You're already a better lay than the guy sitting home on the couch taking pictures of his dick, you know? And you're actually going to get laid, and you're going to have this experience.
Yeah.
FOMO. Like, this show is brought to you by FOMO, you know? So, yeah, that's going on. And, you know, we're doing this thing called Food Court Jester on the show where I'm going into the mall and picking like the most nutritious food, like kind of diet and exercise, and I'm rubbing my feet in it too. Oh. So it's kind of like foot fetish.
Okay.
And Profiles of the Valley, we're doing a little more on the Valley, a little more filming, you know, about the Valley and stuff. The show is very Valley-centric. I love Boyle Heights. Where do you guys live?
I'm basically almost into Orange County.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, like City of Industry.
I'm like a couple minutes away from you.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we're still geographically desirable as far as the friendships go.
We carpool.
Yeah, good.
Because the economy.
Good, of course,
Or
you should.
gas, or I don't know.
Well, gas,
hang
yeah, good. Talk about ideas and stuff, you know. But I like that on Hella Cougar. Honestly, I will say that most of the guys look like they're pitchers. I mean,
Good. That's
you know,
good.
there's no catfishing. It's not like a dude who's like 45 and showed up.
Come on, sit over here.
Yeah. Oh, what is that, like catfish or something? Those guys always do that. I think I've seen that. And that's when they like out the person. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, that was an interesting show.
It is an interesting show. Yeah, it really is.
I like it when it's the opposite sex. Or it's like a guy posing as a girl or a girl posing as a guy.
Well, that's what I do get from the Cubs on Craigslist is they tell me about all the catfishing that they go through. That they're surprised that I just am who I said I was. Because I heard the craziest stories. Like they're texting this girl and then they go to her house and then they go to the house and a guy answers the door. And it's like a gay dude and he's like, oh, hey, Meredith had to run out, but she just wanted you to come in and chill and have a beer. And, then the guy has a beer. And then he's like, well, when's she going to be back? And, like, he'll text her. And then the guy's phone will go off. Like, he's,
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Does it smell like chloroform to you?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, tastes funny.
He's like, look, she's gone for the evening. Well, why don't you just get your dick sucked? There's a lot of that. There's a lot of like, look, man, you're here now. Why don't you just let me blow you?
Wow.
And who knows if they went for it or not? I mean, I wouldn't blame them.
Yeah, at that point,
they're
it's a
there.
point for came all this way.
That's the thing. One guy was telling me that he met and it was like obviously like a guy in drag, So, there's a lot of that, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, we have just scratched the surface. We could talk to you for another hour.
It's always fun. I like our photo. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so Hello Cougar is on
Saturday nights, 11 o'clock. It used to be at midnight, but now we're drawing in more East Coast viewers. But it's also not so early that I can't have a freaking life too. So it starts at 11 p.m. Los Angeles time, and it's live every other week. Right. And we have a new cub every other week. I mean, we have a new cub, live interview before and after the sex interview. And then we have a female comic guest on the show too. She's doing her act. And
that's one thing too. You very much promote female comedians.
Yeah.
There's not a lot out there. And in the mainstream they were seeing, I should say.
Female comics need to support other female comics, and they need to have female comics headline. Like porn should not be the only industry that women get to headline. I mean, women have to help other women. But I do have a show here called Girls Drink Free, and now I book some guys on the show too.
Okay.
Just kind of mix it up. But there is always a female headliner on that show. So.
Right, and that's Wednesdays at 9?
That's Thursdays at 9. I do it Thursday at 9.
Okay.
Like next Thursday, yeah.
Right, Wednesdays and Fridays at the Comedy Store. Monday at the Pig and Whistle.
Yep.
So you can catch Sally every day of the week, pretty much.
It's so hard to find time to fuck the Cubs.
I'm sure you'll make time.
You guys are really nice.
Thanks for coming
sorry
on.
You're a little too old for the show. But who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
Bring the cats.
Whole different word to cougar.
Different kinds of cougar.
Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. And we're going to have you back to talk about more things. As
Definitely.
So much more to talk about.
Oh, there's always some trash and some weird shit will happen. And what I really loved is how you saw some of the guys. So you can always ask me questions about the guys and their weirdness,
Oh, yes.
They do watch Hella Cougar, but the guys aren't watching this, so we can get a little more eccentric.
Fantastic. Well, appreciate it. So it's at Sally Mullins 818 on Instagram.
Yes.
And at Sally Mullins 1 on Twitter.
And we have a new Hella Cougar Instagram. Sally, Hello_Cougar.
Yes, also on Instagram. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, I'm Adam. There's a maestro. Oh, go to our webpage, ratpack.productions. Like us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagrams and YouTubes and all the things.
Them too,
there'll be links and things in somewhere, I don't know. Thanks to Dronebox as always, for having us here to do the live show. And tune in, support your local TV. That's the Dronebox slogan here. So, all shows for all kinds of things, including ones that Sally's on, a bunch of them. And until next time, I'm Adam. For Maestro and Sally, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
No more.
That was fun. I like our picture. You look really different in this picture.
Thank you.
Like, with almost like a wrestler or something.
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, a little bit.
Different picture.
It's all about angles.